Okay, so this is my lens video of the punishment in Death Stranding. So the first one happens when the player got eaten by the BT, which is the enemy in the game. Um, when they get eaten, it will cause a void out like this. See, so when the player got eaten by this monster, it will like have a big bang here, and it will form a crater at where the player died in at the map. And an air wall will be surrounded by this area so that the player can walk through, can just like make a difficult route to like make another route for this. And the reason why they have this punishment is that with this reform of the terrain, player will have to make more difficult route to deliver the cargo. And to avoid this kind of punishment, the player will have to be very careful when they're fighting the BTs. And but this could also be there is also a way to turn this punishment into rewards if the players succeed in beating the BTs and not aided by them. The crater will not be formed, and also they can get a huge amount of chiral crystal, which is a very limited resources for building infrastructures in the game. And personally, I don't think this is really balanced because once this crater is formed, it will like um, exist permanently in the game. So the player will have to either walk on a more difficult path in the rest of the game, or they have to read the save point before they die. So the second one is when happens when the player is faints in the Battle of the Mules. Um, so when they got beaten by the mules, their cargo will be stolen and they will revive at the edge of the mules camp. So the purpose of this is to increase the challenge when they're facing the mules, and also it fits the settings where the mules is a bunch of people who obsessed with delivering cargoes, and they will not kill the people because they will also cause a void out mentioned before. And there's also a way to turn this into reward. If the player is really good at this in battling the fighting the mules, they can just like this, like sneak into their camps. They don't even have to use their weapons. They can just use like this, like decoy stuff to hide their track and just sneak into their camp and steal all of their cargoes like this. See, there's a bunch of cargo like this. This is pretty funny. Like you can just stall all of them. Okay, so the third one is when the player's BB is sick. So the purpose of BB in this game is just a tool to help the player to detect the BTs in the map. And when the player is not careful enough when they're walking, so they will like fall into water or like stumble by the rock. The BB will got too much pressure like this, that this bar will go empty, and with by this it's sick, and the player will not be able to see the track of the BTs in the game. Um, so the purpose of this punishment will make is that this will make the player be extremely careful when they're um, planning how much cargo they take, and let the player be really careful when they're walking, so they won't get stumbled by these rocks and stuff. And um, the way to turn this into reward is that when you're really careful and the BB is not sick at all, you can just see where the BTs is on the map, and you can just like avoid them. Like it will save much time if the mission is time limited, and also decrease the risk that you will damage the cargo in the during the battle. So that's basically it.